Alright, today I'm going to show you all how to kind of detail an engine bay. We've got a couple issues. The engine's just dirty, so we really don't need degreaser, but we'll use a light degreaser. What got me started is brake fluid's a little low. We did a brake service a while back and ran out of brake fluid, so the fluid level's even lower now because it's been driven. Those brake pads have worn in a little bit, so we got our brake fluid. And we got a little bit of corrosion here on the battery terminals. I'll pause, show you all a still for that, and then cut back to this. Alright, so what we're going to use on the battery is battery cleaner spray and a wire brush. So we're going to open that, we're going to have that, we got a wire brush. We're going to use a plastic brush just on the engine bay here. So engine cleaner degreaser, and then some engine protecting shine when we're all said and done. So let's stay tuned. We'll start with the brake cleaner, brake fluid. There we go, get the cap off. Brand new. I like to label these and put the date on there that I open it, because I don't like to use brake fluid once it gets past a certain age. So we'll go ahead and get that opened up. Pour a little bit in so we're at the proper level. You can see in there. Looks like we're there. Boy, she was thirsty. Oh, and we did her a little bit. We'll use the degreaser for that spill there. And put the cap on everything, nice and snug where it's supposed to be. I'll grab a Sharpie here and we'll label that. Put that on the shelf over here. Yes. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and use the engine degreaser on our spills. The engine is warm, so that's another thing. We find that engine degreasers do typically work a little better when the engine's warm, when the engine bay is warm. There we go. We're just going to let that sit for a minute. Go ahead and get the battery cleaner protecting spray there. I'm going to spray that from a distance. Oh, I forgot to get y'all to put a little picture of that. And of course, this was $9.99 for the detailing brush set at the local auto parts store. They had another set was $8.99, and it came with just the small brushes but not the big brushes, so whatever. I pay an extra buck and get twice as many brushes. Go ahead and start working on that corrosion on the battery. The battery hold downs, just got a little bit of corrosion there as well. little shot more. Do our best to get the corrosion off, neutralized, get it clean, and a little later we'll go back with something to seal it so it doesn't corrode again, or at least slow the corrosion from coming back, because that corrosion on a battery is inevitable. I'd even recommend wearing gloves for this. I neglected to grab them before I turned the camera on. You hear some extra noises in the background. We got one window unit left on our house. We did do a mini split swap recently because our central air unit, the builder of this house took every shortcut they could financially, and he used a central air unit that was actually older than the house, and it was a known bad unit. Had a pinhole leak that had to be refilled about every year and a half. Well, now you can't really easily get that refrigerant, and that's causing us issues with that central air unit. Alright, so we've got the corrosion on the battery covered for now. I'm going to squirt a little bit more engine cleaner out there. Some spots we missed. It's had a little bit of time to start working. We can also use that now on the corrosion of the battery there. Some of the hose I missed earlier. Looking good. Which all engine base I've worked on clean up this quick. Alright. So for the engine bay, I'm just going to use most of these parts are plastic, so I'm just going to use a plastic brush just to knock off the crud and dirt, and brush the degreaser in or out, whatever we're doing, moving it around, getting it in contact with everything real good. Yeah, look at that. Reservoir is a little low. I'll correct that later today. make my way down to the engine here. Cylinder heads, at least. Alright, I'm not going to go for a complete clean, but I'm trying to knock off the big stuff so we can hose her on down and then put some of that engine detailer spray on that. It makes it look clean and pretty later. Be right back. I got to turn the garden hose on. Now, anywhere this corrosion was at, I'm trying to rinse that off real good. Down there, get it off the sheet metal. Ooh, that water's hot. Here to actually touch the metal part of the hose right now. Burn my hand. Alright, I'm gonna rinse these pockets until the soap is gone. This water is just now starting to cool off. We have about 200 foot of garden hose, and it's been sitting in the sun all day. It's mid-90s here in Texas right now. Maybe that gets plenty of soap in it. After the soap's gone. Some of that might be color like soap. The only reason I want to keep rinsing until all the soap is gone, because I know the degreaser is not necessarily good for your paints or your metals if you leave it on for too long. So you want to rinse all the soap off, especially the engine degreaser. That's actual battery terminal cover. Yeah, that's what's supposed to cover that battery terminal so we don't see the corrosion on it. Not that there's supposed to be corrosion there, it's supposed to hide it and protect it from corrosion, I guess. ABS unit, brake master cylinder. Yeah, keep with it. Oh. have to open one in there. Alright, we got all the corrosion off the battery. All the soapy water rinsed off of the engine cover. All the soap rinsed off the engine bay. Alright. Give that a few minutes to dry. We'll come back and spray it with our engine protector shine. Alright, I'm going to help this dry real quick by toweling off anything that I know is going to hold water, like this engine cover. I see where it got a little there. That oil came from the oil fill tube. When you get your oil changed, sometimes they'll miss it. Right, I think it's time. Got a majority of the moisture dried up, and now we got our engine protector shining. Make sure you keep the metal can away from the battery. Alright. Has a citrusy smell to it. Alright. There you go. We'll get a picture of the battery there before we Alright, there's a little bit more close up of the engine bay. This stuff hasn't had a chance to soak in or dry or whatever it does yet, but we've got a freshly clean battery. I think I'm actually going to come back and spray or wipe this down with maybe some grease, some sort of protectant for that terminal. That was sitting under quite a bit of fuzzy corrosion earlier. That's one of the whole reasons I got started. The main reason is my wife said she was reminding me that the brake fluid was low. I opened the hood and saw that corrosion, said, hey, we got to do something about this engine bay. Alright, here it is all cleaned up and wiped down. The engine shine spray, sometimes even after a while you have to go back and just wipe it down with like a microfiber cloth. And this is how good it can look. Just need a little bit of grease on that battery terminal.